What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley. In this video, we're going to talk about how to break bad habits. If you are new here, you're going to want to smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below because your girl is going to blow up. You're going to want to be here to watch it all go down on this channel. We talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so that we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. And yes, breaking bad habits and analyzing our habits is definitely a form of self awareness. It can lead you to so much valuable insight into what you are covering up and what is in your shadow by analyzing your habits. And this video is part 2 of a video request from my dear friend Misty. She also requested how to break obsessive thinking, which I will link down below. It's a video I posted yesterday. But today we're going to talk about how to break bad habits. And first, we must understand that all of our habits are a distraction, as a pattern of behavior that we have come up with to avoid feeling our emotions. And if you are new here, I used to be a certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I also got my nutrition specialist certification and my behavior change specialist certification. So, yes, I do actually have some sort of education to speak upon this topic. But even then, I knew there was something missing from the curriculum. There's something missing, a missing piece of the puzzle behind our behaviors and our bad habits. In the self-development industry, they will teach you the behavior loop. So there's a trigger, a behavior, and then a reward. So what they recommend is to swap out the behavior to get a similar reward. So every time there's a trigger, instead of using your bad habit, you swap it with a good habit, and then you get a similar reward. And through that process, we can rewire ourselves to automatically go to the good habit instead of the bad habit. But I think that that is just another form of emotional avoidance. The trigger is what needs to be assessed, getting to the root of why you have the behavior in the first place, not just switching it with a healthier behavior. And we see this all the time in the gym, right? People who go to the gym, a lot of times the gym is a replacement for other bad behaviors, but they're still using the gym to avoid feeling the initial emotion. And this stuff is coming from childhood. And I know it's like beating a fucking dead horse at this point. It's the trauma that's in your body from your childhood. And you don't have to have this severely abusive childhood to have these emotions stuffed in your body, okay? Even the most caring and loving and nurturing parents got it wrong when it came to how to process and model emotional regulation for children. It requires communication skills, and it requires emotional regulation and modeling that properly. And yes, even the most loving, caring parents don't know how to do that without proper training. Okay. And we see this all the time in society today. People dog on gentle parenting, but they don't know. They think it's permissive parenting. They don't understand the importance behind learning how to communicate effectively with a child so that they learn how to regulate their emotions properly. And a lot of our bad habits are meant to cover up this energy. So once we get to the root and address the energy, the reason why we are having these bad habits in the first place, that is when the habits will disappear. We won't be constantly pushing against this resistance, right, of trying to change a behavior, trying to change a habit when the root cause is still there. And that's where the self development industry is getting it wrong. You have to address the root. And a lot of it is this deep rooted unworthiness, insecurity, the need for attention. We are acting out of these deep rooted insecurities and this need for attention. If you actually analyze your behaviors and your habits and get to the root, you will likely be like, oh, I was insecure, so I did this. Oh, I needed attention, so I turned to this behavior or this habit. I had some sort of emotional trigger that I am ignoring that caused me to turn to a bad habit to run and distract myself from feeling those root emotions. You have bad habits because they are a distraction tool, a subconscious pattern that you have developed. You picked it up. Your body knows, your subconscious mind knows, if I do this habit, I don't feel my emotions. And it all boils down to a repressed emotion and an unmet need, a need for validation, a need for attention, a need to feel worthy. And we'll see this all the time in hustle culture. And this is my first hand experience. Okay. And you can be in denial all you want, whatever your floats your little boat over there. But most people who operate in this hustle culture, this constant need to be doing and achieving, it's actually stemming from a deep rooted sense of unworthiness. I don't feel like I'm good enough unless I'm achieving. I don't feel like I'm good enough unless I'm going to the gym. I don't feel like I'm good enough unless I'm accomplishing goals, whatever it is, right? These behaviors, these habits that we switch from our bad habits, we'll switch them to these better habits and think we're doing something. You're still running from your emotions. You're still ignoring the root. So even if you switch your bad habits to better habits, you're ignoring the root. Okay. You have to get into the root and feel that, right? There's a little insecure version of you, a little child that needed attention. It didn't get the proper love and communication and attention that it needed. So it developed these bad habits, whatever they are, scrolling endlessly on social media, for example, me, okay? Too much time on the phone. You can say, oh, I'm bored. Okay. No, I'm lonely. I need connection. And it stems from this deep rooted feeling of not getting the love that I needed as a child. And I'm actually feeling this today. A lot of this is coming up for me right now, getting to that very root core of unworthiness and not getting the love that you need. And I'm telling you, if you get in there and you address these root causes, the habits will go away on their own. You won't be fighting against them with constant resistance, trying to change behaviors that your body, your subconscious mind has already put in place. These are not going to go away without addressing the root. It is your default program. This is a process, okay? You have to commit to this process of feeling and releasing and processing your emotions, okay? And if you can shift into creator consciousness and magically dissolve all of them, perfect. Do it. Okay, but a lot of us, that's not how it works. We go on this journey, right? And we decide that we want to start feeling and processing our emotions. And I'm telling you, once you do that, the habits will dissolve on their own. So stop trying to fight them. Stop trying to be disciplined. Okay. Discipline is just another form of emotional avoidance. Okay. This need to be disciplined is like really covering up this deep rooted sense of unworthiness. I am not worthy unless I'm disciplined. And if you don't believe me, lay in bed all day. Okay. And cancel your goals mentally. Say, I'm not going to work out in the gym. I'm not achieving anything. How would you feel about yourself? You would no longer feel good about yourself because you're placing your self worth in external conditions. We have to develop unconditional self worth and self love, and the habits will disappear on their own. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.